Here is my story of being a leader for the first time. I began to focus my leadership on the things that I thought were good, such as connecting with other people in order to achieve the goals that I wanted to achieve. But along the way, I encountered obstacles that I did not expect. For example, I had many conflicts with a female colleague in a similar position to mine, but in a different department. The conflicts were so frequent that some goals were impossible to achieve because I depended on her work to achieve them. I could not achieve them alone. My mother was my confidant at the time, and I told her what was happening to me. She is a very Catholic lady, and her advice was based on her religious beliefs. She told me that snakes should have their heads cut off. She suggested that I confront my colleague in front of my boss and expose all the bad things she was doing that were preventing me from getting results. In the meeting with my boss, after I presented the problems from my perspective, my colleague did the same. As I listened to her, I gave myself the opportunity to put myself in her shoes. I began to realize that my actions could be seen through her eyes as misogynistic, tribalistic, and oppressive. This revelation caused me internal tension because I believed that I was the opposite, that I was good. Then I began to think, maybe I was the snake instead of her. Reflecting on this experience, I learned that leadership is not always about influencing others to create change. Leadership is also about how the use of power changes you in practice, rather than changing others, as is assumed in theory. Sometimes these changes are for the better, sometimes for the worse.